The Doctor Who Season 2 trailer is out, and it seems like they might have actually watched our videos and fixed some of the problems we had.
Humour yourself. This was all filmed in the can, finished by the time Season 1 was coming out, right?
We had a lot of problems with the first season.
I wasn't going, oh, this is really crap. It was just like, you've got the right ingredients, you're just not balancing it.
Yeah, it was missing a lot of things for us, like character tension was one of our huge ones.
Yes.
And this was a really good trailer. I very much enjoyed this trailer.
Both trailers for this have been pretty solid.
Yeah, I think I texted you after the first one. I'm like, holy shit, you seen that trailer?
Yes.
And we also have a poster.
Get her home. Just looks cool. Like, I mean, Doctor in a long coat doing a cool pose, I'm in.
I really enjoy the classic series because the companion can usually not just go home whenever they want. There's more random to where they end up going.
Right.
A super easy way to give character tension between the companion and the Doctor is to make her not want to actually be there.
You need to get me home. You need to get me home.
He can't get her back home.
Yes.
Like, for some reason, the TARDIS just isn't triangulating on her time zone.
I assume because Sutek.
Yeah, but also because in the last trailer, it's like, we've met before, right? Because he met her. We thought, are they going to acknowledge it, or are we just going to do that like Amy Pond potentially wasn't the vampire priestess the season before, whatever it was?
Yeah, maybe her weird connection.
Yeah.
We do get a few little hints in the trailer. The first episode is called The Robot Revolution.
Right.
We basically got a little didact for each one, which is like basically a wallpaper you could use. It's just like a little video for each one. And one of the text on the first one says Planet Belinda, and her name in this is Belinda. Whether she was named after the planet or the planet was named after her, no idea. Could be a coincidence. But they do seem to be like drip feeding interesting things into it.
It seems just in the trailer alone, we're getting a visual consistency that we didn't really get in the first season.
Yes.
Which Russell and this whole team's initial run, they had a visual consistency. How the monsters looked all felt pretty congruent.
Yeah.
Same with Stephen Moffat, you could can tell a Moffat monster. Everything seems to be more coherent, and we're getting full shooty. We're not getting shooties maybe busy over here, so we can only be in a webcam for this episode.
We might still have a Dr. Light episode.
I'm fine with a Doctor
I'm not
Light.
fine with that in an 8-episode series.
Yeah, that's a fair point. But Russell did do stuff like that in his initial
When he
run.
had 13 per year.
Yeah.
The episode that might be a Dr. Light is episode 4.
Yes.
Which is written by Pat McTighe.
What? What? What?
It's happening again.
The systems aren't the problem.
But that is a Ruby Sunday focused episode.
Yay.
She's hanging out with Unit and stuff's happening.
Okay.
That's pretty much all we know. People don't trust Unit. I have a fear that they're going to use that to tie into the spin-off show that they're doing with the war between the land and the sea.
That's where all these rumours of Doctor Who being cancelled if we're off doing a spin-off.
Oh, it's never been a rumour. The only thing that will happen is that Shooty might quit.
It's just people extrapolating nonsense, yeah.
But we'll go through the episode titles. First one, The Robot Revolution. I think they're going to drop us pretty much into, hey, this is Belinda, the new companion.
It seems they may be doing, she's a nurse. So initially with Martha being a doctor, so it was 2 doctors, and they quickly devolved into, I just want to date you. In this one, it seems they're actually going to have it be, she's an intellectual rival or more questioning of him, where Ruby was
a best friend.
Yeah, completely best friends immediately with him.
Yes, I hope that's one of the things they fix. I need the character drama. I need her to have a drive.
But the frustration of, well, why are you not getting me home?
And you can farm that for endless fun. It is a bit strange that he's gone from, hey, look, it's Rose and the Doctor, and then he's just copied himself. We had Martha that was a doctor, and now we're doing Belinda that's a nurse.
Yeah, and now we're going to 2007, which was the year Martha turned up for us, but in universe, Rose in the first season comes back a year later. So for ages, it's been this kind of recurring joke of Doctor Who's been a year ahead of us in the modern day.
And he always goes back to like the time of his companions.
It's weird for me to be like, we're getting a 2007 episode.
Oh yeah, I think
That's
every
weird.
person that watched even New Who in 2005 is like, hold up, what? It's like,
yeah.
It's part of the new fan thing where they're trying to get people being like, oh, wow, that's when my mum was a teenager.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? The exact same way Father's Day happened.
Yeah.
I just hope that Russell doesn't retread himself too much, but it does seem that this season has more fun.
Yes.
Like, and not fun as in like it's 2 best friends running around the universe. It's actually fun concepts.
Oh yeah, because we saw in that trailer we're getting the universe song contest.
Yes, the actual episode is even called the Interstellar Song Contest, which is episode 6, so that'll be right before like probably our 2-part finale.
And then you're getting I'm not sure if it's the whole episode or it's just a little clip, but when they're going against the Alan Cummings old-timey Cuphead type monster.
Yes, that's episode 2, so that should actually be pretty fun like immediately. I don't know whether we're going to drop like episodes 1 and 2 like Disney often does. I think that's how I'll know how confident they are.
But it's 8 episodes again.
8 episodes again, which is a massive downer for me.
You'd rather have it spread across 10 or 12 episodes.
Yeah, I think giving us less money for random CGI that still never looks great, because in the unit episode, that's that monster that jumps across the table at one point. He doesn't look fantastic. He looks good for Doctor Who, but I feel like we did more with less back in the day, but that's just classic wankery coming out probably. In episode 1, we do seem like we're getting some kind of interesting timey-wimey component, because he says, you left 2 hours ago, it's been 6 months. And that's kind of the intro to Can You Get Me Home? Whereas episode 1 of last season was Space Babies.
Yes.
So it feels like we're kicking off a bit harder.
They've settled in, and like we all knew, like these are very professional, incredibly talented, successful people. They know good writing.
They've made so much good Doctor Who already.
Who knows what the behind-the-scenes stuff with the first season was like. Okay, we just got to get this one out the door, and we'll make sure we smash it with the next one.
Still insane to me that they're not just like, hey, what if we waited a year? Like, no one thought?
It is weird, yeah, because season 1 is...
Why half-ass something when you can full-ass something?
At least for us, was a fairly forgettable season, so...
I think I've just blocked out that season more than anything.
I'm never going to go back to it.
Oh, 100%. Episode 3, we have The Well, also by Russell T Davies. He writes the first 3. All we can really see in the trailer is they jump out of something and they like fall in spacesuits. So The Well, to me, I'm thinking Gravity Well. The iconography they show is a little bit silo, like it's a big vault-looking door that says The Well on it. I think The Well we know the least about from like the trailer and everything else we have to go off.
Okay.
So it's interesting to see what they're going to do with that. Because it's episode 3, it might just be like this is what we're doing, this is the episode. I have heard that we're getting Mrs. Flood every episode, so they're going to be doing much more of their story.
Okay.
It feels like it'll be a bit more in your face than like Susan twist every now and then, and like the Ruby making it snow. It seems like it's going to be Mrs. Flood is here. We don't know anything about that, and I hope that we don't get anything leaked in the trailers. I'm also hoping she's not a random classic.
Leaked about Flood, yeah. Because that's a habit of Russell.
It's this old thing from the classic.
That's always been the back of my head. Obviously, the first 4 seasons are great, but then they kind of could have been great because every season he went back in the toy chest and went, the Master this season.
Yeah, it worked really well with the first season because
you're reintroducing these elements.
And the Daleks being like dropped on us like that. I hope he just doesn't get too in the weeds, especially going Sutek, who was one episode.
Did we have Daleks this season?
Oh, we haven't seen anything in Daleks, so that
seems
2
like
seasons.
a guarantee. Like we should get Daleks this season.
A lot of people do say they're overused, but there's also to the point where like you got to give it to them eventually.
Every Doctor needs a Dalek episode.
Yeah, and it'll be a shame if Shooty leaves without one. I also miss the Cybermen. I prefer the Cybermen to the Daleks because I think they're more interesting, but also World Enough and Time. Capaldi did the best episode on the Cybermen ever, so I'd kind of be okay with that.
Bothers me that Matt Smith, he never got a Master.
Well, Matt Smith might become back as the Master, if you believe random internet people.
I'd love that.
It would be incredible. Him and Morbius? Mwah. Best part of Morbius.
Oh, it'd be great because then Matt Smith technically gets a Master's.
Yes, that's why it'd be fun.
And also it's a way of, we brought David Tennant back, we're bringing back Matt Smith in a way.
You bring Matt Smith back pretending to be the Doctor when he's really the Master, he's going to have fun with that. That man is going to play with your emotions, and then he's going to be like, hey, by the way...
He spits out fish fingers and custard.
That's how you know. That was the hint.
Yeah.
If I got 3 episodes, or fucking 1 episode, if I got the 61st special, and you have... like who we think is the Doctor doing Doctor Adventures, and it's Matt Smith, and I'm sitting here giddy. I'm like, this is great. This is just like a little flashback. How we talk about the Christmas special should be old Doctors doing stuff, and then he's like, he pulls off his hair and he's bald underneath, and he's like, fuck the TARDIS. It would just be fun.
Anyway, yeah.
Episode 4, Lucky Day, is everyone's mad at Unit. We get Ruby Sundays, everyone's favorite character. We also know very little about this episode apart from the fact that, it's a Unit. And I really hope it's not just a, hey, look, this Land and the Sea show is coming out.
Yeah.
And it better not be a Doctor Light.
We'll see.
I can't have 7 episodes of a Doctor that I want more of because I need to get to know him. We need to be using every minute of this show to make us love the Doctor, not cutting away to Ruby Sunday.
This Doctor, because that was our big thing, is we still weren't quite invested in this version of the Doctor.
Yes.
Ncuti, for me, his main mission is defining what his Doctor is, because we still don't really know what his thing is other than being kind.
Yes.
Where
he's charming, sure, but we've had that.
Yeah, but he's not as charming as a David Tennant for me. He's not. And also he wasn't as well written as David Tennant. So I want to know it's used a wrestling term, what's the gimmick?
Yeah.
Matt Smith was an old man in a young body. Chris Eccleston was a straight talking Northman. Capaldi's a miserable Scotsman for a while, but then becomes like a guitar dad, which is awesome.
Yes. And Capaldi did take a season to find himself.
There's a great example, and
Jodie Whittaker.
She's still finding herself.
She's still trying. She was kooky.
She's probably going to be good. I mean, isn't she doing some of the...
we're getting some Big Finish.
I'm sure, as ever, I'm sure she's going to come through in the Big Finish.
Most of them are well written, so we have a chance.
Yeah.
Episode 5 is the spider stuff that we can see.
Yeah.
We're definitely doing the gods this season again. So last time we had Devil's Cord. This time, I think we might be getting the God of Stories, the God of Light. Alan Cummings... Cuphead guy is going to be a god of blah, blah, blah. Considering the episode's called Lux, I would assume God of Light.
I want that stuff to be better and cooler because it's all about how you present things. She can present any concept to me as long as you present it in a cool, interesting manner.
Well, even the classic series did Omega and they did Sutek, but you were never like, oh, this is like fantasy now.
David Tennant more or less sees like the empty vessel of Satan or something in one of his...
Yes, you have the Satan pit. It's not metaphorical. He's a giant fucking devil.
Horned devil.
Yes, and that's what I mean. Like, Russell can do it.
Yeah.
He's been toying
with
it.
He's overseen this, yes.
Then we get the Interstellar Song Contest, which will be our big fun one. The only downer for me in the trailer on this one is the costuming and aliens aren't as cool as what we used to have. Like, it's just a lady with lines on her.
Yeah, the Catwoman didn't look as cool as the old, but who knows, maybe it's a different breed of cat. It's
a different breed. Maybe the latex poisoning everyone. They're like, oh, God.
But no, you're right. It would be cool.
We had Banacafalata.
Cactus.
I feel like we've seen cooler aliens, and I hope there's more than just lady with lines on her and another cat person.
Oh, and then even the woman who felt like she would have got her own spin-off but never did. The lizard woman in 1800s London with her maid/girlfriend.
Yes, they're called the Paternoster Gang.
Yeah, it's amazing that I'm sure they got some spin-off books or whatever.
Yeah, if there was money, we would have had it. Oh, there's probably a Big Finish.
But you think actually like that's a setup that's worth like it's Sherlock Holmes, but it's an alien, but it's a lizard woman and her lesbian Watson.
Money, BBC, they had nothing.
Yeah. So is Russell the dominant writer again?
Oh, 100%.
I suppose when you've got 8 episodes, you kind of have to keep it online. When you've got 13, there's more room to go. Fuck it. Bring in someone who wrote the books and do the 2-part headmaster story or whatever.
Especially because his thing is the overarching story. Like, he loves his through lines.
But I like that stuff, though, when they... So Moffat's not coming in.
No Moffat in this season, as far as we know.
That's the stuff that I liked about Doctor Who, is that it's incredibly malleable, that you can tell any kind of story with this character, horror story, action story, whatever, because Doctor Who could be anything. So then surely the great logic is you can bring in all sorts of writers to bring in their strengths.
Yeah.
And in the old days, they brought in writers who had cut their teeth on the books or the Big Finish stuff. Like, I've always wanted to give Ben Aronovich, who does the Rivers of London books, he wrote what is considered some of the good Doctor Who books of the Wilderness years.
Yep.
Oh, it's too bad they've never...
It's like Star Wars with Legends. It's like you had guys that did the thing.
Oh, you were right. How the fuck are Star Wars Legends? And they never just went, fuck it, we'll adapt these old books into animations.
Kathleen Kennedy, apparently.
That's a goldmine of an idea.
Yeah.
Don't they still own the books? They've just decanonized them?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course they do.
They hate money.
But it's right there.
Yeah.
It's right there.
So episode 7 is Wish World. It seems like the God of Wishes or something. Yeah. Some people are thinking Mrs. Flood might be the God of Wishes, and maybe someone makes a wish that fucks up reality.
Cool.
Because episode 8 is called The Reality War. But overall, vibe for the season, just going off the trailer and the poster, like...
I think I remember going off the trailer season 1 and not being this positive.
Oh, for sure. So. I was like, oh. But we have a direction. Like, I think that even just the through line of getting her home, I don't even know if I would need the Mrs. Flood stuff.
Me neither. I honestly just want 8 good episodes of Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Because the Christmas special was probably the lowest of the low I've been with Doctor Who since like when I packed in with Jodie.
Yeah.
Like, it was a particularly bad episode.
Worse than Space Babies?
Yeah, because I remember with that episode, our whole thing was they should have made the main character the woman he was in the B&B with, and he should have just been having an episode with her.
Yeah. Well, with Space Babies, they did drop 2 episodes.
They brought in the musical Beatles episode, but then the theory that was never confirmed, although it does make sense, was that was probably a later on that they brought, because it was a stronger episode.
Yeah. They were like, oh, at least brand recognition-wise, they were like, hey, we can do...
We're finally doing the Beatles and stuff like that.
Yeah, like we've got Jinx Monsoon, like we've got a big name.
Yeah.
Whereas Space Babies, there's a bunch of babies. And it was like, but again, I like what I see. I'm keen. I'm still horrified that it's going to suck again because the Christmas special did a number on me because I was like, Stephen Moffat, hell yeah, Time Hotel, that sounds great. I love Nicola Coughlan.
Yeah.
And then I'm just like, finished it. I'm like, the fuck?
There's no hints or rumours or even news that Shooty's leaving, so I think that's a ridiculous... Right.
Oh, I think he might have said something at some point.
But like 2 seasons, particularly when there've only been 8 episodes.
If Shooty was to leave at the end of this season, he would have the same amount of episodes that would get Matt Smith from his first episode to the Doctor's wife.
Yeah, it's halfway through 2nd season. Yeah, I can't believe I'm really positive going into Doctor Who, but I'm really excited. Like, it's the most excited I've been because those trailers have been just good. So for me, my checklist is I want Shooty to be a good Doctor. I really want him to be a good Doctor. I want some good back and forth banter, but also some character growth and tension from the companion. And I actually want some good plotted stories that aren't relying on like really simple, boring messages, like whatever the fuck 43 yards was, whatever that shit was
73.
called. Whatever the fuck that was, yeah.
As far as stories, I think I would settle for cool ideas at this point. Because we did just like...
A cool idea can carry 40 minutes sometimes.
Yeah. Like I just need something to make me want to watch.
It's like when we said Doctor in a Time Hotel, oh, that writes itself. Oh, you fucked it up.
Yeah.
So now I'm here going, oh, the Doctor at an intergalactic music competition. That sounds incredible. Sounds like it writes itself. Like, so I want it to be good, you know, like.
Yeah. I guess all we can do is hope. But
yeah.
What do you guys think?
You excited?
Considering how negative we was, is it weird to hear us be positive?
I think we were
Doctor
realistic.
Who?
We say negative.
Yeah, that's true. I saw most other people end up thinking the way we were thinking from the beginning, which is always
We liked
nice.
the Black Mirror episode. We did. Anyway.
See ya.